This is Craig Alexander with Craig Alexander Photography, and this is the first part of my videoed blog series. So the first thing I want to talk about is how to sell your artwork as an artist. I've had so many people through the years ask me, how do you sell your work? I can't sell my work, how do you do it? And they often look at me like I'm some kind of superhuman who's figured out the key to the universe, and I haven't. It's a struggle every day, it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of promotion, it's a lot of communication, it's a lot of, I don't want to use the word struggle because it's a lot of fun, but it's definitely effort and hard work. I got started selling about 5 years ago, selling my photography printed on canvas. I was lucky because I was already doing sales of various kinds of furniture or interior decor. I was selling rugs, I was selling oil paintings, and I was talking to 40, 50 people a day on decorating their homes with rugs, oil paintings, etc. So I kind of knew my market a little bit. And I remember one time I was in Annapolis, Maryland, and I got so many requests for, hey, do you have downtown Annapolis? When I was in Nashville, they're like, do you have the Nashville skyline? When I was in Hickory, North Carolina, that most people out of North Carolina haven't heard of, you get people saying, do you have downtown Hickory? And I never had these things. And I kept getting asked this for maybe a year, and I was like, hang on, there's a market here. I could do something here. I'd always been interested in photography, and with 2 years of sales experience, I was like, I surveyed a bunch of people. People would come in, I'm like, hey, if I were to take some pictures and blow them up on canvas, print them on canvas, and have them in a form similar to an oil painting, would you buy it? And if so, which exact scene, what colors would you want? And I asked lots and lots of people these questions. And I wrote it down on my notes on my phone of like how many people answered how many times. So like downtown 6 times, waterfront 3 times, the main church in the town square 19 times. So obviously that's where I would shoot first. So anyway, I started selling in early summer 2013. I was in Annapolis, Maryland, and I went out, I got a very rare day off. I was working 7 days a week, 80 hours a week, and I went down to my local Walgreens, I went and shot the places that was surveyed, and then I went down to my local Walgreens, and I got them printed on little 8x10 little paper prints, and then I got like a $5 frame inside Walgreens, and I kind of put 3 of them together, and the next day I hung them up, and some people came in, and within like an hour, someone was like, hey, how much is that? And honestly, I hadn't priced it yet. I hadn't even thought about what I was gonna price it at, and I was like, $60. And they're like, great, I'll take it. And I was shocked. It had been so easy. And anyway, the next 2 sold within a few hours of that. So I literally sold the 3 that I'd put out the same day. So I was really excited about that. I was encouraged by that. But the years of work that had gone into that point was massive. I had surveyed probably 50 people. What did they want to see? What would they buy? What would they want on their wall that I could produce? And I asked. It's so key to survey your market. Find out who your buyers are and what they want, what they would want to spend money on, how you can help them, how you can make their home beautiful with art. And so I did that. I was in a very lucky position because I was working 80, 90 hours a week selling furniture, traveling around the US in different cities, different states, and I was selling rugs, oil paintings, different interior decor. So I was already in that market. But so that's the first thing. Really know your market, really survey. And it's not just having a clipboard and asking questions. It's seeing what the response is like, how their eyes light up when they mention their answers. Maybe they give you 4 answers, 3 are given kind of dull. 1 is like they're alive when they say it. Choose that one first. And really watch people's kind of emotional reaction to your question and the emotional response in their answers. So first tip is survey your market. You can never go wrong by doing too much survey. Second part is learn how to sell. So many artists don't know how to sell, and when they hear me say you need to learn to be a salesman, they kind of roll their eyes. They're like, well, I don't really want to be a salesman. I'm an artist, I just want to paint, or I just want to photograph, and I get that. I really do get that. I would way rather just shoot all day and travel around the world and just photograph. But in this day and age, One image can be reproduced 100,000 times. You have so much competition, whether you're a painter or an illustrator or a photographer. Never in the history of the universe has there ever been more art being produced and able to be reproduced as easily as there is now. So there's never been more competition, but 99% of fantastic, talented, amazing, brilliant, kind, wonderful artists don't know how to sell their stuff. So imagine comparing your product. I know this is gonna come out sounding a little, like we're dirtying the field, but hear me out. Start off considering your product like a car. What if you're trying to sell cars? What would you need to know? Well, you'd probably need to know how to approach your customer, how to gain some kind of rapport with them, how to find out what they really need. Pinpoint, go over the options, give them information, but find out what they actually need. On their walls, or if it's in a car, what they want to drive, what they want, what they don't want, what would be the perfect features for them, what would be a deal breaker for them, and then figuring out what their budget is, what they want to be spending on the thing that they want, and then you've got to figure out how to close it. Closing the deal. Treat your art like a car, or a real estate agent like a house, or anything you want to sell. Learn how to sell. The incredible author Grant Cardone, I've been reading him for years and he's incredible. My favorite book by him is The Closer's Survival Guide. It's a book I believe published in 2011. I found it in 2012 and it literally doubled my sales overnight when I read it. It's a relatively short book and it's incredible. Learn how to be a sales professional. Even if you don't go selling cars or doing some sales job for 2 years, because I realize that's not necessarily realistic for most people. But learn how to sell and practice and start off small. Go to your local, little town fair, or if there's not a farmer's market, but if there's like a, they call it like a maker's market, or anywhere where you can display stuff and get a little folding table and rent it out for $50 and put 20 of your best stuff there and read up and practice on how to sell and start talking to people. And if they don't buy, ask them, what would I have had to paint to earn your business today? And just really dedicate yourself as a professional to sell, because an artist who can sell is 100,000 times more likely to make it than an artist who can't sell. Whether it's selling to the director, to the customer in front of you, whether it's selling to, I don't know, a gallery owner to take your stuff, or a talent scout who's or a publisher, or anything. As an artist, you have to be a salesperson in this day and age. Maybe 500 years ago it was different, when you had rich royal families and in Italy, being a patron of the arts, like the Medicis, and sponsoring an artist to just create, and that's awesome. And there's probably still opportunities out there, but being realistic, a normal, regular person has to be a salesperson to be a successful artist. So survey your market, dedicate yourself to becoming a professional salesperson, and create content on social media. Whether it's the process that goes into making your art, whether it's people's reactions to it. People who follow me know that I always post pictures of happy people smiling with their photos standing in my booth. And people love that because it shows the final product. It shows, I go out shooting and they see that on Facebook, and then I tell a little story about it, and then I set up, my own stall and I sell. And then when someone sees it and they like it and then they buy it, them holding that represents the final step of that journey. They've bought it, and that's going to decorate their walls for the foreseeable future. So I kind of show the progression, and people love to be involved. Be really transparent. Show the difficulties, show the successes, show the conflict, show what you're struggling with yourself, show anything to really let people in and show them your world. So yeah, 3 points. Survey your market like crazy. Become the absolute best salesperson you can possibly be, and show it all on social media. Whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, it really doesn't matter. Just get your message out. And in summation, my last thing I'm going to say is 50 people have to look and admire my work for me to have one sale. It's an awful ratio, and I hate it, but it's how the world is built. 50 people have to walk by and really look at it. Not just somebody glancing at it. Somebody has to walk by, look at it, study it, think about it, mention something to their friend. 50 of those people have to walk by before I make one sale. So it's a numbers game. And I challenge you artists to go out there and sell your work. And PM me if you want further tips or advice, or if you have questions. I'll either respond personally or make another video about it. But it's a numbers game. If you want to sell 1,000 pieces, you gotta, or at least for me, if I want to sell 1,000 pieces, I need 50,000 people to walk by, get interested, look at it, contemplate it before I make a sale. 50 to 1. So thank you for listening. This one's been a little longer than I anticipated, but there it is. And let me know what you want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of, anything that I can be more helpful to you in showing how to sell your art. It really matters to me that people make it, that artists are successful, and nothing would make me happier than being able to help some people become professional artists. All right, I'm here for you. Hit me up. Bye.